In the next few minutes, I'm going to be using this empty can, this spoon, and this bucket of water in front of me to demonstrate a powerful lesson to you. This is about the story of success. Let us start. So, success comes in three stages. Usually, at the first stage, your actions seem unnoticeable. You do not have visibility, you do not have customers if you're into business. Nothing seems to be making any difference. Everything just seem bizarre. There seem to be a palpable feel of hopelessness for some people, whereas in some endeavors, yes, people feel the clarity or they see the clarity. They know that if I continue in this, I will end up succeeding. But this is not really about those people. I am talking about those who, at the first level, see no sign of success or feel no sign of success. And this is why. Let me demonstrate. All right, so consider this spoon and my action of scooping water from this bucket into this can as your initial efforts, your first efforts. Now they seem very, very unnoticeable. Look at, very unnoticeable. If you do not have experience, you give up. If you do not have this knowledge, you give up. Everything seems not to be making any big difference. Look at, nothing is making any big difference. This is where many people give up. Many people have been here for 4 years, 5 years, 8 years. This reminds me of the story of Amazon. We were told that Amazon operated for about 10 years, or is it 5 years or thereabout, without making profit. In Amazon's first 5 or 10 years, there was no profit. But Jeff Bezos, who eventually became the world's richest man, continued. It also reminds me of the story of Twitter. The first 13 years of Twitter, there was no result. You see? But they kept pushing and eventually they found result. So this is the first level. You may be a student. You may be a student trying to make academic excellence. Your first 3 months, 6 months, 10 months, nothing seems to be working. That's a lie. Something is actually working. Take a look at this. Something is budding. Something is working. It's just that for inexperienced eyes, for lack of maturity, a lot of people don't have this clarity to see the end from the beginning, and they begin to feel that their actions are just not working. Nothing is working. It's a big lie. Something is actually working, as you can see. And let's move over to the second stage. That is where your action seems to be making some reasonable difference. Your action seems to be making some reasonable difference, and that is when the water gets to the midpoint. Let me see how to do that. So at this point, you are like, okay, something is working, but yet a lot of people at this point face frustration, face depression, because if what they are looking for is here, which may be profitability, which may be change of status, which may be change in life, which may be a job, which something good, this can lead to frustration, depression, because they've really invested a lot. And yet nothing seem to be working, or their destination still seem very far. Now, at this point, there are some factors that can help you succeed. One, the availability of a good circle. I mean, a circle that will be pushing you. Don't stop. Continue, my guy. You are almost there. Or mentorship. Some people are lucky to have this mentorship from their parents or from good friends or from senior colleagues, or maybe they are just natural persevering people. They just like persevering. All right. So yeah, these are the tiny things that make the big difference. They keep pushing, and for some people, it is the availability of knowledge at their disposal or the type of environment they find themselves. They are in an environment where the right set of knowledge is taught, or the right type of people are found, and these people are also contributing positively into their lives. Soon I'm going to be making a video about the impact of an environment. It is very important. No matter how, no matter the potential of a shark or a fish, the shark can never be bigger than the ocean. No matter your potential, your environment will always have a big impact over your life. The most devastating perspective in this environment stuff is that the influence of the environment most often is always passive, very passive, and goes unnoticeable. You don't notice that something is happening in you. The error usually inherent in that is that if such influence is negative, something negative is growing in you without your knowledge. All right. So let's move over to the third stage. The third stage is when the water gets filled up. At this point, people are celebrating you. Congratulations, you've done well. Ah, we're inspired by your story. Even those who laughed at you at the beginning, those who called you names when your actions had no noticeable impact. Those who, made jest of you, did not consider you worthy enough to, relate with you or connect with you. At this point, they come around to celebrate you because success attracts. Oh my man. Success attracts. Everybody wants to associate with successful people. And that is why some of the people, or most of the people with the most amount of fake friends around them are successful people. At the point of toiling, nobody's there. But once the success hits, boom, a lot of fake friends start coming around. They start cheering you. Sometimes they cheer you into failure. They start advising you. Some people want to be your mentor. Some people want to, but when you were struggling, pushing, nobody was noticing you. All right. So this is the story of success. I have experienced this. My story is quite long, but if I must share one or two, when I started this YouTube channel, that was 5 years ago. And if you look at the subscribers, I have just 101 subscribers. Please, if you've not subscribed, try to, let me use this opportunity to please appeal that you do so. Now, back to the story. I gave up after 3 videos or so. If you look at this channel, you see some videos that are 5 years ago. I gave up because I did not see the end from the beginning. I used to be a bit popular on Facebook. I could make a post and I'll have 200 likes, 300 likes, 500, and sometimes I would have serious engagement. And I felt YouTube would be like that, or may be like that. And I started giving it a try, but after a while I gave up. It was excruciating. It was difficult to be waking up, to be making videos, to be doing all those things, and I just gave up. Little did I know that 5 years down the line, content creation will be a big thing. Now, why did I decide to jump into the queue again this year? All right, every time when I open my phone, I just see disturbing content. Young people coming up to make content that, rather than contribute to the social development of the society, the content is either talking about hookup, or the content is talking about something devastating, something destructive, something that will not add to the growth of the next generation or the growth of this generation. We are already trying to resolve a lot of social ills, and yet these people, without perfect understanding, or just because they want to get monetized or they want to get the engagement, they just come up with unnecessary ideas that will rather add to the problem and not solve the problem. And I'm like, come on, Joseph, you have what it takes to put forth things that can change the mindsets of a lot of people, things that can add value to the lives of people. So why allow these people continue churning out content and you are not doing anything? And this is me trying to encourage Christians and people with good sense of morality to jump into the trend. All right, do not allow these guys, do not allow these guys to continue to destroy our world. A lot of people are so loaded with knowledge, are so loaded with the positive energy, the right type of mindset, but they are not saying anything. Rather, we just sit by the side, watch these guys destroy the world for us, create content that will go viral and mess up the world. All right, please, let's not do this. All right. So I decided to jump in, and I think that was 3 months ago or thereabout. And within 3 months, my subscribers have moved from 44 to 111 currently, and this still doesn't seem like a lot for some people. What is this? But it means a lot to me because I understand how success works. Soon, if I don't stop, it will get here. And please, if you are still watching this content to this point, help me get there by subscribing. Thank you very much. When you don't give up, soon clarity would set in. And to shorten the process, this long process of trying and failing, there is need for mentorship, there is need for knowledge, there is need for being in the circle of the right people, being in the right type of environment. And I just hope this helps you. Please don't give up. Remember this: if you don't give up soon, the tiny act of filling the container will get you to somewhere noticeable and will get you to the achievement of your dreams. All right. In conclusion, this reminds me of James Clear's statement in his very, very much profound book, Atomic Habits. James Clear said this, and I quote, he said that we do not rise to the level of our goals. We fall to the level of our system. Our system. If you don't have a system that will birth success, you will fall to the level of the system that you did not create, which is a passive one. And that passive system is that you are doing nothing about it. So it pulls you down. All right. So you create a system. And for me, I like the system of tiny wins. So see every action as a win. See this as a win. Yes, you were not noticed. You were not noticed, but it is a win. Yes, nothing seemed to be working, but it was a win. Yes, people laughed at you, but it was a win. Yes, people called you names. You lost money. It was a win. Just learn how to do it the right way, be around the right people, be in the right type of environment so that you will not continue working effortlessly. Being in the wrong environment is like having a hole here. Whatever you are doing will just keep leaking away. Being with the wrong type of people is like having a hole here. Whatever you are doing will just keep leaking away. Thank you very much. I don't want this to be too long. If you've not subscribed, consider subscribing, and please share this video to as many people as possible. Thank you very much.